What's good and welcome everybody. We are the last arc, and we will be talking today about One Piece live action trailer that just dropped. Joined here with Cube, captain of the last arc. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? As you know, Cuba the Red Sea, member of the last arc. Very pumped to have this stream, and also pumped to have our special guest. So yeah, great stream, guys.
My name is Vex, it's the Lurking Legend, and I'll be your host for the first part of this. And then we have our special guest that we're joined by today, Blumph God.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Sean P, the Bluff Guy. I got my own channel, Twitch and everything. I do One Piece reaction uh, content pretty much. I don't really do much of the theories like a lot of other creators, but I do reactions. Yeah, man, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we've also got Fritz the Ditz.
How we doing? I'm Fritz the Ditz. I do gaming live on Twitch at Fritz the Ditz Live, and been posting some here and there content on YouTube. Not quite fully like vilified what I'm doing there yet, but I plan on doing some more.
Yeah, everybody go check this guy out on Twitch. And then we have No Chill Dill, formerly Happy Tory.
Yo, we can calm in the chat. Uh, yeah, we're hyped to talk about some One Piece Day information. Anything 1088, we're gonna keep that out of the chat because Blumpgod is doing a first read later on his own stream. But we're just gonna keep the discussion focused on the new stuff, new live action stuff we got for right now.
Thank you
Very
for that.
hype. And then yeah, we also have last but certainly not least, the person who taught me everything I know about how to wield a wrench on YouTube. 3-day trip.
Hi guys, good to be here and can't wait to go over some One Piece live action. I do have my own YouTube channel. I haven't really had a lot put out there yet, so I'm working on it. But you can find a video of mine on the new TLA channel, so check it out.
Perfect. Yes, everybody, if you haven't checked out the last arc's new channel, I'm dropping it in the chat right now. Everybody, please make sure you go subscribe, like 3 days video. She's also got some heat that came out on Den's channel.
Her new video is goated too, by the way.
Absolutely great. Everybody go like, share, subscribe that, please. But yeah, we happy late One Piece Day, everybody in the chat. I hope you had a wonderful day yesterday. We were gifted with some straight heat, and we're gonna get right into it today. I'm assuming everybody here has seen the One Piece live action trailer that we got.
Yeah.
Well, the question is, I've seen it, but it's just more than once. So I lost count how much I've seen it. But yeah,
There
Rewatching
we
it and getting the all of everything that's kind of in there and hidden. It's I mean, it might be only 3 minutes long, but there's plenty to see in there.
yeah, the Easter eggs were crazy. But yeah, so what did you all think of the trailer?
I think it was great. It was much better than what I was anticipating anyway.
Yeah, I was extremely like I was a little bit apprehensive about how some things were gonna look, and I liked how most of it all turned out. If you guys would like, we could go through a quick like maybe two glows and a grow thing, starting at the top here. If we want to have our wonderful guest tell us maybe two things that you were the most hype about, and maybe one thing that you might have been concerned about.
I won't lie to you guys. I have not. I actually have not watched the trailer yet. um, I honestly, I don't have much like I'm not that optimistic about like live actions when it comes to anime, just because how we've seen so many fail. I know They have put a lot into this one though, so it could definitely prove that wrong. So I'm just kind of waiting to hear the general consensus uh of like after it drops
Yeah,
when it
no, I understand the apprehension as
yeah
I've never been a supporter of live action stuff myself. I was unfortunate back in the day that I was at the midnight premiere for The Last Airbender in movie theaters, and yep, I've been hurt before from these, but I understand that the people who are working on it were all massive fans, and Oda has been hugely involved himself. The budget and the time that they have taken, I want it to be good. So I definitely understand the apprehension. I
yeah
put the link for the trailer in the chat if anybody does want to check it out.
yeah. I'm gonna
But
check
what
it
do
out
you
right
think
now,
worries
man.
you? What do you think worries you the most, just at a first take? Just only seeing it from a glance so far.
I don't know. Just about how how anime just translate in their live action in general. It just never seems to work out. So it's nothing about the trailer, like I said, because I haven't actually seen the trailer yet. But just I don't know. I just don't have the optimism about it. I hope I'm wrong though. I do hope I'm wrong because
Well, guys,
I do want it to succeed. So then One Piece could be that anime that actually shows that anime can actually succeed as a as live action if you actually put the effort in. But I'm just
yeah,
scared. I'm
I'm sure
scared.
we're all a little bit worried, but let's the rest of us see what we can do to get this man really hyped up and maybe quell some of those worries. So like
Yeah, yeah.
Cube,
I'm gonna hear what you guys got to say, so because then maybe
Cube,
that definitely.
yeah, let me hear two things you're the most hype about, and then maybe one thing that you're concerned about. If you want to go ahead and start us off, Captain.
For sure, for sure. So honestly, the one thing about the trailer, it's like this blunt gets a bit of ideas that what I really liked is the look of the attacks with the Bara and the Gomu that are shown in the trailer. Honestly, that was like the effect, especially with the Gatling, the speed of the punches. It looked good. Like at least it looked much better. I thought it was gonna be like the most live actions, which that I do agree with Blunt. Like I have never liked an anime live action, and just the work. So if it wasn't for Lucas, I wouldn't have been that open about it. He has kind of opened my mind about it, and I saw the trailer, and honestly, the outfits were amazing. I really, it sounds it's cliche, but I love the decor, the ships and everything. Like the Broadsea, that snippet we saw that fight at the Broadsea looked very good, as well as Sanji's move and his speed was really impressive. It was very Sanji like. The one thing, obviously, that caught me a bit off guard is the Arlong, as he looks a bit smaller than what we would be expecting for an Arlong. But the design looks good on him. It's just I would have seen a more bulkier and more like menacing physically Arlong. But yeah, those are my uh,
Yeah, I think
those are my
that's gonna
thoughts
be
on it.
a common take here today. And getting right into that, I know that Fritz had a similar sentiment. Tell us how you looked at the trailer. What were the two most hyped things for you, and then your biggest worry?
The Gum Gum and the Chop Chop looked great to me, especially since when like the first reveals that I might have got, like the leaks, how Buggy looked versus how it showed him in the trailer. He looked a lot better in the trailer, and it was a definite positive note for me. I will agree with the Arlong. I had mentioned it just here momentarily before we started that he is very underwhelming in size. But at the same time, I do give Arlong Park the whole centerpiece and how everything looks. It looks great. So like you got to take some where you can get some. But and I know that our biggest live action advocate couldn't be with us here today, and I believe Cube also has some of his notes.
Yeah, I was gonna go on it just afterwards, but if you want, I could say it because I think it's still myself. We have talked about it yesterday when we first saw it, and so basically, and it gives basically an idea for Blump. So he loved. So basically, during Sanji fights Kurotobi, that fisherman pirate, but in the Baratsi. And so basically, the same thing that Dylan and I said. It's like it seems that they're at least between Barassi and Arlong Park, they're making a story where instead of them going to Arlong Park looking for Nami, the threat is coming directly to them, so making it a bit more fast paced. Which is basically he says he finds it very interesting. I like it as well. It does change it and it keeps us on our toes. So
You
that
said
was the idea.
they're like changing
The pace, yeah.
how
So basically,
art.
yeah. Yeah, so basically what we see Sanji, no, Sanji fights with Kortobi, but we look deep on it, it is the Baratsi. He's in Baratsi and fighting against them. And then we kind of see Nojiko on a ship that seems to be the same area where the Baratsi is. So it does seem that there's the story seems to have a pivoted instead of them going to Arlong Park. That was Lucas's headcanon. It feels like Arlong went to get his faithful navigator back. So like he's picking up the pace, which I find that very intriguing because it's interesting because my big issue was the transition between one island to another. Like they're doing 8 episodes, so if if they're doing a thing where basically it's like more episodic, seems interesting. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what little subtle changes they might have done, because it is a really long story to try to cram into just 8 hours. But
Y'all
we
not
figured
worried that's going to affect how people enjoy? A lot of people love for stuff to be accurate. To the source
Yeah.
material. So that could,
I think
upset people.
there was an issue from what I had seen, with the community that the Cowboy Bebop one was. This is just from what I had heard and things like that. Like they tried to be like a little too accurate and lost on some substance here and there. And like I know they changed some stuff up as well, but like there's a little bit of a back and forth. But one thing that I think the community has kind of learned by now is you can't really expect a perfect one-to-one. Um, it's like around 100 chapters condensed down into only so much more like time. And just in from the anime like world, I think that some things just don't really translate as well into the live action world. So there's certain liberties that almost every live action has taken, and some people have been okay with some of them and a little more critical of others.
I think if
Yeah,
they just stay true to it, it would be to the story. It would be good no matter what, as long as they it has the spirit of the One Piece in it.
I agree with what y'all just said. I just think like if Arlong comes to Baratier, like Q just said, it's
That's going to
like
be confusing.
yeah, it's like completely different.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's how it's gonna go yet, but definitely anxious to check it out. We had Dill. What do you think the two most hyped things are for you, and then one of your main concerns?
So I actually really enjoyed the combat scenes that we got in the live action trailer. I was expecting it to look subpar in terms of like actual fluidity. I think they did really well with it, honestly. Um, I'd also have to give it to what they did for Buggy because he there was no way of us expecting the live action to make a Buggy actually look better than what Oda did in the source material. Like, I'm sorry, live action did Buggy better than the actual manga did. Uh, let's see what else I got. My one gripe, and it deals with them trying to move the story along in a different path, and it's kind of leading them down not showing Logue Town because Luffy named the Straw Hats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was worried because we never saw a casting for anyone named Smoker, did we?
Yeah.
No. Really?
And I mean, yeah, if they have the barrel scene, then I don't know. It's interesting, and yeah, that's been one of my bigger concerns as well. You hit the nail on the head there.
I mean, I have a
Uh,
question.
any,
I have a
yeah, what's up?
question for y'all guys.
Shoot.
How did you feel about how Roger looked?
I thought
I,
he looked like a normal dude. which I wasn't really expecting. But I mean, it's probably how he would like how Oda, probably would have tried to draw him, something like that. Yeah.
If you look at what we got from chapter one, the Roger on the execution stand in the live action looks very similar to that Roger in
Yeah.
the chapter one, which is crazy whenever you think about it. Of like, yeah, One Piece is going on for 26 years. Anytime we get a cut back to that scene, every time Roger looks different in some way.
Yeah. He looked like what a real life pirate should look like to me. I liked it, and I thought his laugh kind of seemed evil. Maybe that's how they want us to think of him, like why they hate pirates so much. They get to the world government stuff.
Yeah, he was for me what's called what I liked at first. I was not after seeing the first time. I was not convinced, but then when I watched it a few times, I do like because he does come in like a bit like tired, but then as the speech goes on at the end, that energy he gives, that last smile, is very compelling. So I do like that. Like it seems like his for a second his desire came back, talking about that treasure, the One Piece.
I feel
So
like he was lacking in the headspace. Like for real, this dude, yeah, he looked tired, worn out, but at the same time, like that amount of confidence, it always seemed like it should have been like bigger, fuller. But I do I do like the Roger. I just figured I'd ask you guys.
3 day. Do you have the two things that you were the most hype about, and then maybe one of your biggest concerns?
Well, I'm liking how Zoro and Sanji have been fighting it. From what I can tell, it looks really, really good. So I'm really hyped about that. And then I don't know. I guess my main concern would be story wise that if they don't stay true to that, then I might be a little upset about it.
Yeah, no, yeah, like that's definitely something I'm a little bit worried about. What I have, read a lot about is that a lot of the, actual like leading cast, I know the executive producer and like Oda himself has worked very closely on it. And like all of the people are huge fans. And I don't know confirmation, but I've apparently heard that Matt Owens was told the end of the series already, and like he's like that much in the know. That's the general consensus at the latest referee. But I trust that if there's anything that's going to be different, it's going to be maybe for the betterment of like the Western reception, like because we didn't get such a good reception, and at least in, where I grew up back in the day when One Piece was originally airing, because it was so long ago at this point. It's hard to get some people these days to get into something that's 24 plus years old, as far as the anime goes.
uh, I like too that they had, even though they didn't really spoil it for us, we did get a glimpse of the help me scene from Nami. It's just
Yeah, that
enough to show us that it's going to be really impactful. I really like that part too.
yeah, I'm gonna say this because Blump is here, and I know he's one of his biggest supporter. Mihawk looked cold as hell, man.
that was
Like
going to be the first
obviously,
thing, yeah, that I pointed out.
Um,
That's my favorite part was Mihawk. Actually, they nailed him. Honestly, it looks perfect. Like,
I just went and watched it because I wanted to be updated with you guys.
oh yeah. Do you have any first thoughts you want to share with us? Right out the gate.
Uh, it actually does look better than I thought, So I'm still a little iffy about it, actually seeing it because it's the trailers. Trailers don't always give you. They give you the good stuff, but they also hide the bad. But
Yeah, it's a little rose-colored sometimes.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Fantastic
But
Four, 2014. I still remember it. Great trailer, horrible movie.
yeah, I liked some of the characters. I thought some of the characters looked well. Like an underrated one I haven't heard nobody talk about was Kobe. I thought that was probably one of the one for one better copies. Arlong, I was a little. He is a little small. Arlong is pretty small.
Yeah, he's a
I
little
like
shrimp.
Mihawk. What'd you say?
He's a little shrimpy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was expecting to be Hulk sized or something. For some
yeah.
reason.
Just maybe like a foot taller,
Um,
like 2 feet taller than Luffy.
if they can
I
make Hugh
noticed
Jackman look taller, then they could have made him look bigger.
nobody's
Yeah.
mentioning the nose. It's like it's just about the muscles. It's just about the stature of the guy, which I think is the truest thing because like, they did a pretty good job on the rest of the fishmen from what I saw. Like it looked pretty cool.
We gonna talk
No,
about noses though. We gotta talk about the biggest crime, and that's Usopp.
Oh my
You
Agreed.
know?
no.
They
So
also
I think they're
they
taking a weird angle with it, where whenever he tells a lie, his nose will slowly grow.
oh my god.
Yeah,
That'd be
because
weird.
I did say that there's one shot of top when they're laughing, and his profile. It seems that his nose is longer than at the beginning. So that's why I also had this idea that maybe he has really a Pinocchio quirk.
That'd be wild.
They didn't
And
go
I do see what you mean. What you was talking about, Cube. It looked like there was one scene where I forgot who was it was the kung fu fishman. Like it looked like he was fighting in the Baratier at that
Yeah.
point.
Exactly. Yeah. Which, like I said, I'm not scared, but I'm curious. If it's good, like if it makes sense for the pacing, to increase the pacing, then no, it's for storytelling. I just hope, like you said, that they start like changing completely everything around because it does change the fact Arlong came to Baratse.
Yeah, I'm curious how do they like alternate the story to accommodate that. Like Arlong coming to Baratier. Like how do you do that and it makes sense? You know.
So from the set, I was thinking that they didn't even make the Baratier. Like I thought it was like on land, like basically. Like they switched it up to be like I don't know if they switched it to not be like a sailing like that would be like I think one of the bigger things that I've seen people talking about, but like I'm not sure.
Yeah, that like for me, I could see a storytelling situation. Where basically there's a plot where it makes sense that they were there. But yeah.
Unless like the Baratier was on the same island, what's Nami's island? Y'all, and I know y'all might remember the island
Orange
Nami,
Town.
Orange, yeah.
Kokoyashi.
Oh
Unless
yeah,
the
Kobayashi Village.
Barate is like right there, like on the outside, like off the coast or in the on the actual island or something. I guess that could make sense, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't
What
have nothing for it.
What did you think of the Yoru? There were mixed reactions with the people I talked to.
What do I think of the Euro?
Yep.
It looked good. I thought it looked good.
Yeah, same.
Like it's not going to look perfect, but look good. I thought. I didn't have any gripes on it.
Yeah, I personally thought it looked clean, but I have read that I think somebody called it like a cosplay sword, and I was kind of laughing at that. Like,
Yeah,
'cause, I mean, yeah, there's only so much realism you can expect out of some of these weapons that we're gonna see, and that's But no, I thought it looked pretty clean myself.
I think it's going to be hard to please everybody, like with certain things, like the Euro stuff like that. Some people gonna complain about, or some people not gonna like. Some people will. So
I
it is
think
what
that
it is.
that's how it's going to be with the entire live action. Is there's going to be people Like even just like you at the beginning of this, you're like, I don't know, it's live action's hard to interpret well, and then you watch the trailer and you're like, all right, this actually could be going somewhere. It's kind of decent.
Yeah.
One of the more divisive topics from the teaser trailer we got like about a month ago was Buggy. But he got in my opinion, a much better showing in the full length trailer. How did you like Buggy?
Um, because I was kind of at the same time I was watching, I was kind of I was trying to keep up to listen to you guys as well. But it looked good. It looked good. Like most of it, I would say looked better than I thought. So I thought Buggy's scene looked pretty good, like his attack, and also Luffy's attack as well, like their devil fruit attacks. They look a lot more cleaner than I expected. So yeah, I like Buggy.
Excellent. Yeah, in my opinion, I feel like he's definitely the perfect amount of like terrifying, but like I'm hoping that we see a little bit of a comedy side of it as well. But I just like
Mm,
I don't know how like that kind of humor would translate, which was my main concern, is that some of the humor seems a little bit I mean, and I know it's something that's supposed to be directed towards younger children as well. Like but the humor just seems like I don't know if it'll be quite the same as it is, in the One Piece, that we all know and love already. That's my
yeah.
biggest concern because
Nah, I get what you mean.
I trust that whatever happens story-wise, Oda knows about and he has greenlit. He's been very heavily involved with the project, but like as far as the humor goes, I just hope it's Oda, you know what I mean? And that's my biggest concern. I was gonna say.
I will say this though, watching the trailer, some of the dialogue, I don't know. Maybe because it's in English. I don't know. It just doesn't come off as smooth as maybe the anime, in my opinion. Like him saying he was going to be the Pirate King just didn't seem as Luffy. Like I guess
Yeah, I
I
get it.
don't know how to explain it,
Um,
but
so I don't know if you've kept in the loop, but we got the announcement not long ago before this actual trailer dropped. It was a couple days back now. That for the actual Japanese like sub of this Netflix property, they have the original voice actors for all of the East Blue Five that will be doing their own voices in the live action like dubbing for Japanese.
oh, that's dope.
So yeah, if you watch it in Japanese, you'll see Inaki Godoy as Luffy, but you'll hear Mayumi Tanaka, the classic like like Luffy in the actual anime, which is something that like we're all if they're all like this involved, like I really do want to be like hopeful that it's gonna be great, you know?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I kind of like that. Have the original voice actors do like the Japanese. I guess it'd be the Japanese though.
Yeah, it's weird to say, right? I don't even know
Right.
what's right over sub, but does anyone have any other thoughts from what we've
Yeah,
seen so far or concerns maybe um
I actually
throughout
I
the
do
whole
have something. So because I know all of us have seen more than once the trailer, so we've seen the. But Blunt, have you seen those Easter egg bounty pictures that they showed in the trailer?
Was it when he said like, "Where's my face" or something? Is that what you was talking
Mm,
about?
They
Like
showed the
no,
him
it's
and
a,
board like twice, I think. But yeah, there were three that
yeah.
I
There
know
was three
uh
like
characters.
it was a scene
Yeah,
with Kobe and he was like, "Where's my face?" Or like he was looking at bounty posters and he said like, "Where's my face?"
yeah. There was a basically the yeah. I think it's the wall where there was basically you see three bounties specifically in two different scenes. So you see Cavendish's bounty picture, Foxy, and
Foxy.
Bellamy.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
actually see the. I had to look at that again.
I didn't see
Yeah.
it either until Straw Hat Lucas pointed it out. Shout out to Straw Hat Lucas, who definitely wanted to be here today to talk about all of the hype. He's definitely like he's super on board for everything that we've seen so far.
Did anyone else notice that when Luffy on his jet whip, when he's gonna free Zoro, he didn't just do it like in the anime. He spun around to make it. Actually, I thought that was a good addition or a change, a little change to make it more realistic.
I probably missed that part. I had to watch it again. I think I missed a good amount of stuff.
Yeah, I've watched it like 3 or 4 times, and I keep finding like new things. I don't even know. Like Cube said, he lost count how much he's watched it, so he's on a whole nother level than me right now. But I'm definitely very optimistic, more so than I've ever been for like a live action. And I'm hoping this is the one that kind of like breaks the mold or the curse, or you know what I mean, like and really does help get One Piece through to a whole nother generation or 2 generations that like it's just been so long since the start of One Piece. Like
I can agree with you on that. And I can tell you right now, my kids, all four of my sons, they love One Piece. They up until I started watching it, they were way more involved, knew way more stuff than I did. But now, I mean, up until like recently, where I'm like way past them, but they even play like the blocks fruits. They're just into all of it. They know things that are gonna happen that I haven't even seen yet. And I mean, as far as generations wise, the live action is just gonna further open the demographic of One Piece fans altogether. I mean, anybody who watches this and gets like even any bit of hype from it or enjoys it, they're gonna go check out the series. You know what I mean? I feel like
yeah, and I think
No, yeah,
that's
you're right.
definitely what was intended. I'm just I'm curious to see, like hopefully if they do keep on going and whatnot, like how far they'll be able to make it off of like a live action style. Just because there's some fantastic things in One Piece that would be pretty hard to do, right?
I actually liked, even though it might be a little bit cutesy, I thought it was kind of funny that he was talking to the news coup. Wasn't it the
The news
little
too looked great as well.
I
Yeah,
enjoyed that
yeah, it
scene.
did.
He asked the news crew to join the crew. I was loving
it's
it.
perfect. I liked it a lot. Like mutiny.
Luffy just
So
asking different animals to join the crew.
yeah. So
Classic.
so a big thanks to Tribal TJ who just gifted us $5 with a question saying, "I loved how they showed Nami's wearing glasses while reading a map, since we barely see her using glasses in the manga. Did you all notice that? I did not notice
Yes.
that."
Yes.
I didn't notice.
WTJ. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I missed
Yeah,
that one.
and it's true. I never actually it's true. She never used it. Yeah, that's a nice catch, TJ. Honestly.
there's gonna be
Good
a
look
lot of
for her
little
too.
yeah, there's gonna be a lot of little details that I'm probably not gonna catch. Like I didn't even notice like the whole sandals thing, until people pointed it out. I'm sorry, go ahead, 3 Day.
Oh no, no. I just said it was a good look for Nami. I thought it looked good on her.
Yeah, I do feel like her orange hair kind of looked weird.
Yeah, it did to me too.
Yeah.
It doesn't
How
really look
far
right.
how far is this season going with the as far as the story? Like is it just going up to Arlong Park and that's going to be like the season finale?
We're not actually sure, but we got a
No.
barrel scene, and so like that's supposed to be Logtown. Like
Yeah.
so we are like there might be something transformative and that's what we've been wondering, but we don't have an actual confirmation. I think the names of the episodes are already out if you look them up.
Yeah.
and not sure exactly how far they're gonna get with that though.
And
Okay.
however, we forgot to talk about someone who was at lockdown, the goat himself, Garp. I'm very interested to see that.
I think I missed that.
It's there's a scene where you see people running around, and there's just like this marine guy with gray hair. That's the actor who
Oh,
plays Garp.
okay.
Yeah, he's standing at the top of the execution platform right next to Roger.
Yeah, and we've known because they hand built all of the ships and stuff like that, and had like all this like done. I think Garp's boat was one of the first actual leaks we got as far as the information before we got the visual of the Mary's figurehead.
Was this during the Roger execution scene or?
Yep, right at the beginning of the trailer.
Okay. I thought this like Logtown because I was thinking like, are we getting Dragon and the Dragon and
Well,
Smoker scene?
we
Maybe
got Dragon in the execution scene. He's hiding. You don't see his face at all, but you do see a suspiciously standing green cloak in the crowd.
Mm. I hope
Yeah,
we get the
Anybody,
Smoker and Dragon scene
I
though,
definitely see it.
and we
anybody
gotta
seen
get the
it yet?
buggy. What was that 3 day? Sorry.
Just wondering if anybody's figured it out yet what the Zoro scene is. Did he get lost and fall in a whale at one point?
Oh, they gotta keep that running gag with Zoro. They gotta.
yeah, for sure,
Him getting
for
lost.
sure.
Because he was in the bottom of a whale or something, right?
I don't remember. Oh my goodness. And see, this is why I'm glad they're doing this to a degree, is because it's been so long since I've like given East Blue an honest watch through. I've read it since, but it's been so long since I've actually seen East Blue at this point.
There
Because I
was Ked
don't
that
have a
said something.
memory of that happening any time. It just looking up from the bottom of a whale for some reason. I don't know how he got there.
It could
Mm,
be like
that
something
might
they're
messed up.
redoing about Arlong Park because he was. I'm not sure. What were you saying, Cube? I'm sorry.
No, no worries. I was just bringing up that Keb did write in the chat before, and I forgot to mention it, but it's true that it's something. It was cold as hell. That knee slide of Zoro when he's that scene where he's fighting. That was cool.
Zoro
That
looks
was I was
goaded for real.
It's crazy to me
Nani.
that they got his hair better than they got Nami's. Like,
Mm.
See, I also like the scene of whenever Zoro ran across the stone wall and did some slash attacks at the people that were fighting up top. Like I thought that looked actually pretty clean. Like we got a full on actual wall run.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely excited. I was a little bit more hesitant with the 1 minute teaser trailer we got at Tudum. It
Mm.
was some of the fight choreography wasn't quite what I don't know. Like it's actually it was what I was expecting from a live action, which is kind of the bad thing. But seeing a little bit more of it now, I'm a lot more hopeful, and I definitely want to see this. Um, I'm just concerned of the like if I don't know, they've definitely had a lot more to go off of with like the superhero movies that were made popular, very very recently and all throughout the past decade, with like how to do like these kind of like superhuman feats and things like that. But I'm concerned that Sanji flying across the screen is gonna look like some like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon nonsense, or if it's gonna actually look like a proper representation. But that was one of my concerns, is the comedy and the action, like if it actually does translate well enough.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
yeah,
agree. Especially with the action translating.
yeah. But I think you also guys brought it up perfectly before. It's an anime and it's One Piece. It's a special type of dialogue, and it's. Oh, we won't lie. Like any type of exchange most of the time in One Piece, if you translate it into our live action format, it sounds like either very cringe or like kind of weird. You know what I mean? And like it's a bit off. So I just hope they're able to find the perfect dialogues, keeping close to the source material, but yet it translates better in live action.
I don't know if this is me or if
Like
anybody's even thought about it, but what about like the scenes where Luffy's just gonna be stuffing his face? Like that shit's gonna be great.
That's
That'll
why I hope we get a little bit further progression in the story so we can actually get a scene with like Garp falling asleep while punishing Luffy like in Enies lobby or not right after Enies lobby, Return to Water 7.
Yeah.
Like
I think my biggest worry though is since they're probably going to be condensing some things and maybe changing some aspects of the story, how is it going to affect some of like the small key stuff that we get, like the world building and like the crew dynamics? Like sometimes like some of my favorite moments of the story is when we get like just some of the slow moments where we get like crew dynamic moments where we just see the crew interacting with each other and we learn more about each of the characters and stuff. But those might kind of extend the story a little too much, so I could see him having to cut some of those moments out and yeah, just just be nice to get some of those moments. My opinion.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm definitely I'm on the edge of my seat, and I can't wait for. It's just about one more month from now at this point. Well, in about a week as
Like,
well. I
like
want to shout out to Terrible TJ again, who just gifted another $5 and says, "How do you feel about the size difference with the Fishman pirates? Arlong looking like a goofy Ninja Turtle or something." Oh my goodness.
you ain't wrong
I
though.
mean he's that's why I said what I said earlier in the chat. They changed him from Arlong the Soul to Arlong the Toothpick.
WTJ for sure. Has
yeah,
always got some pretty interesting takes. Is a good supporter in the community. I think that we might see like a mid-fight glow up. Like this isn't even my final form. Like maybe I don't know, but I'm not sure. Like if that's the Arlong we get, I mean I'm happy with. I'm as happy as I can be with it. But I'm thinking that there's more to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he might bulk
One
up.
one scene. Go ahead, Blump.
I was just saying like he might bulk up mid fight.
Yeah.
I think that would be interesting. Yeah.
I mean, there are the scenes in the anime and the manga where he's like enraged with the actions of what's going on, where he seems far more intense than the most of the time he's just laughing about like everybody's attempts to stop him because it's futile, or he feels it's futile.
Have
Yeah.
we gotten
Even
a casting for? There were some concerns that I know that people were bringing up as far as what they might not include, but I don't. As far as I recall, we haven't gotten a casting for a child Sanji.
mm,
And so, if we don't really get like a full flashback there, like how much would that impact things? Like as far as, I mean,
Do we have a Hachi?
I'm not
I
sure.
saw a number of fishmen, but I didn't see like specific. But there's also like, do we have a Belmere?
Yeah.
And
How
I
so
think
much
like,
of it do you mean there was flashbacks?
yeah, if we
yeah.
don't get a lot of flashbacks in this, I think that could definitely affect how much people really do care about the Straw Hats.
Mhm.
And that's my biggest concern is like how they'll handle all of that. I think that they'll try and cram as much comedy and action in, and I hope that they can nail those two as well. But there's also some really important moments in East Blue that they need to do right. And they did pay homage to one of the most important ones, like like the scene with the hat, but like
Mhm.
we just don't know what context that will still be involved in, because like you said, yeah, like there's gonna be some things that are shifted around. Like we've all kind of been adjusting our expectations based on this, but it's definitely interesting. Like I can't wait to see how it's done, and I'm hoping it's good.
Yeah, even
So,
D-Don. Uh, I just wanted to say something you said about Arlong's size. Like, I wanted to maybe make a suggestion. If they were like to condense maybe Hody Jones's story with Arlong, maybe they
ooh,
could add those steroids that Hody Jones had,
Ooh.
kind of like joint like condense their stories into one character, maybe. Like maybe not have Hody Jones later in the series.
I think most of us would be a fan of that.
Hey, that's
oh,
why. It's
come
part of
on.
why I said it.
Yeah,
I don't know
no,
what they would do for Fishman Island, but still. But
I mean, if you're Vex, they could have the objectively better villain of Vanderdecken.
oh my goodness. No,
or
I mean,
like the Big Mom crew, because they was on
Yeah.
Fishman Island at that time as well.
yeah, like
Like
Pickles and Tamago
Tamago.
could just be like
Mago, yeah.
better showings for that, that would make a lot of sense because Baron Tamago is kind of a menace, right? But
So, do y'all
I don't
think we're gonna
know.
get Luffy biting Arlong?
I hope so. But it has to be done in a way that it doesn't look like weird.
Yeah.
They're gonna like stretch his jaw out to the bottom of the frame. Like I don't. It's
I want the real question is, do we get Luffy using Arlong's teeth?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
He used Arlong's teeth to bite Arlong.
or he
Like
Yeah,
stuck
Arlong
yeah,
left,
yeah. You're right. You're right.
he
I'm
took him
tripping.
out, put him in his mouth, and said, "Ha!"
or him stuck in the water and stretched out of it too.
Yeah. Them holding his head above while his body sank lower and lower.
yeah, it's very.
Uh,
I'm
Terrible.
I'm hopeful that they get it right because like yeah, when we saw the Gatling in the trailer, his powers actually did look like they were pretty good when they were in motion. With the teaser trailer, we only saw like the one like little pistol against Alvita, and it was better than what I was hoping for, but it was still a little concerning. But after seeing the Gatling, I think most of the Luffy scenes will be handled pretty well at this point. I'm hopeful at least.
Terrible TJ asked a question a while back in the chat, asking which character do you guys think will be cut from the live action, which is an interesting question.
They massacred my boy Smoker. They didn't even cast him.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah. Ah,
Honestly, I think I can see one that will be removed because we know that he was in the East Blue, but like if we remove, it doesn't change anything in the East Blue arc, and it's full body, Lieutenant full body, because
yeah. Maybe
Oh no.
Helmeppo as well.
I'd rather have Bocce. I'd rather have Bocce than full body, to be honest.
If we don't get Helmeppo, I'm so upset.
What about is Don Krieg gonna be in it?
Yep.
Yeah,
Don
with
Creed has a bounty poster
Uh,
up too.
Yin, the shield guy. I forgot who the shield guy was. He had like the big
Pearl.
shield on his chest. Uh, he was part of Don Creek's crew.
Yeah. It was
I mean, because
Pearl.
I'm pretty sure they never have. You said Pearl?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So from what I remember from the casting a while back, it seemed that they showed the Straw Hats and the people they're close to in terms of villains. They showed like the captains, the leaders of each stuff. Because I don't remember like the
Captain Pearl.
commanders of the crew, like the commanders and stuff, like lieutenants. I don't remember seeing them cast. So most likely, they just showed us the relevant ones in the story. But I think all the other ones are most. I do think because we did see Kortobi, but I never saw his casting. So we saw him in the trailer. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think the biggest crime is not having Smoker though, because like
yeah,
he's such a key character. You can't not have Smoker of all characters. Especially in like the pre-time skip. You know,
I'm wondering if they're gonna have Shoo Shoo.
Oh, the dog.
That's
Yes.
my best boy from
Yeah.
like if they don't have the dog scene and like all that, like
Fighting the
I don't
lion.
know.
Luffy saving the
we
dog.
riot,
Yeah.
Yeah, we riot.
we riot,
Burn it
Exactly.
down. Burn it all down.
burn
I
it
mean,
all
it's
down.
gonna be like I said. Like I'm wondering how sentimentally involved we'll be, or are they just gonna try and go for all action, all humor? And I mean, like One Piece is so much more than just those two aspects. Those are two of my bigger concerns, but I'm also like just worried about those key moments, and that is one of the keyest moments for me.
I mean, are they ready for the toxicity that might be coming their way?
I think
To,
some of them are.
Netflix. Yeah, that's
I
I, I
think
think I
Matt
think
has
I think
been
after
dealing with
that,
that the longest. Matt Owens, the showrunner, I think he's been dealing with it the longest, and why everyone else has become such a big advocate for it is because of how big of a One Piece fan he is and how much he wants to actually do it justice.
Yeah, but he himself has even said like he's welcome. Like if it's bad, flame him. That's a literal quote from him.
Yeah,
He
because
just
he
wants
knows
everyone
that
to
he's
give it a
putting his
shot.
all into it.
I think
Yeah, he wants everyone to give it an honest shot, and he thinks that everyone in general will like it. He's very confident, and I'm very hopeful.
I mean I
But he's open to the criticism. I know at least he is. I don't know about the rest of the folks, but
I think the rest of the world saw how bad it can be when the Netflix Brazil event, when they were actually showing like all those little small uh previous like trailers where we got our first one. We were even sitting here on live while we were watching it, and the chat was just blown up. Says this isn't One Piece. The One Piece is real. Like just constantly flaming
oh
that
yeah.
chat.
That was a hilarious chat, the Tudum live event in Brazil, like where for like an hour and a half, people in the chat were literally just spamming One Piece, like constantly. Um, and then I
they
the thing after One Piece's teaser trailer streamed like on that, they lost like I think like was it 20,000 people from their
For
viewers.
real.
Go ahead, what's up, Lump?
Oh, I was asking, did they cast Blackbeard? Wasn't Blackbeard at Logtown?
No, I don't
Nope,
think.
nope. He was first mentioned in Drum Island, so Grand Line.
The part where I'm thinking the part where like where they was going to Logtown and there was a bird that got shot and it was like Augur. I didn't wasn't Augur?
No, wasn't they going to Jaya?
Yeah, that was then.
That was Giant? A trip?
Yeah, yeah.
Cause I remember Usopp saying, "Dang, like who shot that bird all the way from the island? Like that's
That
gotta
wasn't
be."
East Blue, no.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I'm tripping. I'm thinking that was Logtown.
But I mean, as far as the Roger flashback, we have confirmation of a lot of individuals who were there that we might see the faces of if once we see the full scene. Because
Yeah,
Doflamingo was there, Crocodile was there, like
Mihawk,
Huggy,
Smoker
like
was
a
there.
baby
Smoker was
right.
Huggy.
there, and if he's not there, I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah, there's a lot of faces who could be within like one of the very first like opening scenes, that we only got a little taste of, with this trailer. But that could
I
be
saw
like
someone call
that
out
could
that
be the only
right
lockdown
across
we get.
the dragon there was a dude who looks suspiciously like Bogard, and we don't see his face, but we see the outfit he wears, and it looks similar.
Yeah.
But that could be the only Logtown we get. We might not get like the Straw Hats at Logtown. We might only get the flashback, which would be
Nah,
crazy.
I feel like we gotta get Logtown or that Logtown arc. Like the moment where Buggy was about to
Yep,
end the story, he was about to end the
yep.
series right there.
Imagine they hit us with a
Until
to
that
be
plot
continued.
armor
Like,
done saved Luffy.
well, I'm dead, and then to be continued pops up. We're like, wait, what?
It was like if I was writing this like the season, I would end it like them going to the Grand Line, like like them when they put their feet on the barrel on the way to the Grand Line. Like I would end it somewhere around them going to the Grand Line. So I would have to get Logtown.
Yeah,
You know,
and like
get the moment with Smoker.
we've seen
Go ahead.
the feet on the barrel scene, but
Yeah.
like in the live action, it's just like I don't know if they're like with whatever restructuring they're going to be doing. Like, what if that happens at Baratier?
You know what? I might have. It sounds crazy because we were talking about, what could change, what could they participate, for the story. And I thought of, like, and Blum said, how they would end season one, right? And I'm wondering
Mhm.
if, and I think imagine if the season one is the introduction of Vivi, like they love to do in those Netflix shows, where that last character, that new character appears just at the last 20 seconds, and they're all looking at that person, and then it's cut off, and then to be continued season two. Because
So you're saying that
Vivi would be a
part
good,
of the
Vivi would be a
Lorenz-
perfect, it would be a perfect segue
It's
for
gonna be a
the
post
season.
credit scene.
Yeah, maybe like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One Piece going Marvel. We gonna get post credit scenes. I'm telling y'all.
Oh, bet.
the One Piece, well, the One Piece universe.
But
Each episode we gonna get a post credit.
well, I mean, this should be the one live action that's really got to step up what people do in the future with the rest of live action. Like, even if this isn't, you know, this is still going to be greater than 90% of the other ones. Even if it's like,
Yeah, I
even
agree.
if we're not completely like sold on it, it still makes what everybody else has to do that much better. The
I
effort.
think
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
think if they do like a good enough job, even if it like if it's not like completely loved, if it's like if enough people like it, I think it'll just be something they improve upon in the later seasons. Long as it's not like most majority people hate it, I think it would. Long as enough people like it, it would definitely be a new standard at least. Like you said, I'm in agreement with you.
yeah, and I'm definitely excited about that. If they're gonna keep trying to do this in the future, they'll have to be, what they've done, in season one at the very least, and then any other shows that might get the live action treatment, like I'm honestly hoping this one like for real breaks the curse and kind of like makes history, and the amount of hype that I'm seeing in the community is definitely set up for that to happen. But who knows? Until we actually get to it, I'm extremely excited for it.
Want to be the
So,
Iron Man of anime.
Brandon
Brandon
King brought up
King,
something interesting in chat.
yeah.
I think me and
So,
you were about to say the same thing.
yeah,
Do you
I'll let
think
you
they'll
go.
slow down Alvita or recast her? How will they handle the slip fruit?
I think they write her out.
Yeah, they would probably have to recast it.
I just think that like with them showing us the two devil fruit that we see and then making the choice to not show us Smoker, I feel like they're just like we're only gonna mess with two devil fruits this season. And so they just obviously pick Buggy and Luffy, but we're not getting anything from the Mogu Mogu.
Are
I
we
don't think we're getting anything from this Sui or whatever.
are we gonna see
If
buggy
she's,
balls destroying the town or what?
we've got to see it.
I think we'll see
Got to
that.
see
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Because
If
that was
they
one of the big
don't,
reasons
that,
why he was a
that would be
menace.
a
He was a menace
violation.
for that.
that was super memorable for me at least. Like just how powerful his buggy balls were compared to like what they already was showing. Like that was ridiculous.
Till this day, you could look at some cannons you see with the Marines. Some Marine ship, like the regular Marine ship, don't hit as hard as Muggy balls. So they're still impressive in my eyes. Considering
I
it's
don't
Cause
Buggy.
think
Buggy Balls.
Arlong couldn't have tanked a Muggy Ball to the face, like right? Like y'all don't think?
Nah.
No, I definitely think he would have tried doing what they had him do in the anime, where he bit down on it, and then as soon as he did, it just exploded, and he would have fallen unconscious.
Blew him out the back of his head.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a normal cannonball,
heard it
sure.
here
Like
first.
Arlong's not tanking like a like a straight muggy ball. That was devastating. That was like he said a whole city block, right? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Arlong's first showing would have been getting KO'd by Buggy. Just keep that in mind. Buggy's Pirate King.
I'm pretty sure the only attack like explosion like that we've got since the Muggy Ball with that big range was Ace Fire Fist when he left Alabasta on all those Baroque ships. Like that, I think since it's until Ace that we didn't see someone like hit an explosion and fire in that way.
Shout out to Merch Hunter Ricky in the chat saying buggy balls are a must. Everybody go check out Merch Hunter Ricky if you haven't already.
Yeah, appreciate it for passing by, bro. But yeah, so it's so I do want to make a switch to a segue because we're now approaching. It's August 6th, if I'm not mistaken. The reveal of Luffy's. Well, for those who are not up to date, I'm sorry. After 10:44, but the reveal of Luffy's Delph Fruit and his awakening, Gear 5.
But before we go into this, the beloved episode, right?
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
can I ask y'all something? So
sure.
what's like the general, I guess, consensus of the anime, of the Wano anime in general? Like, what do you guys? Because I know like the One Piece anime gets a lot of flack by a lot of fans. Some people don't want to watch it; they rather read the manga. Me personally, I've been loving Wano though as an arc. It's been one of my favorite arc. Like I've actually been enjoying watching the Wano arc more than I have reading, and that's not something I've been able to say in a while. But I've actually enjoyed watching it more than reading. But what's your opinion on it?
So for me, honestly, well, I'm honest. I really love Egghead, but I'll say this: I really love Wano because I think without the way Wano was done, I wouldn't be hyped this way about Luffy's fruit. With the information we're getting about the past. So I think Wano is one of those. It has its fault at the end. Maybe there's some stuff that are rushed, but I think I'll always have a love for Wano. It's a special arc for me.
You
That's
talking
just
the
how I feel.
anime or manga or just the
Anime.
arc? Okay.
Because
I like
the flashback. Just think about the flashbacks. That big flashback in the anime, it was so powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like specifically like because I read all of like that's what like where I caught up was like in Wano, and so like I read all of Wano and then started to get peel through with the anime and everything like that. And in my opinion, I prefer the anime a lot to what I've read, although there's certain bits and pieces that like I'll probably take from the manga still. But the fight
Hmm.
scenes have been so amazing. And I know a lot of the issues that most people have is that there's like a little bit of like a bloating or padding of some scenes and things like that. But I mean, when you consider the schedule and the consistency and the quality that the One Piece anime delivers, it's not like your typical seasonals or something like that, that get to take their time and to have like a whole bunch of hiatus and things like that.
Yeah.
One Piece anime goes on hiatus and people riot. Like, like
Yeah.
this is a whole different scale that they're pumping out content. So from a weekly experience, having already read the manga, I love the anime. If I were anime only, I might be furious right now because they're taking a lot of time to get through certain events. And I know that the same happened for Dressrosa, like in different parts as well. So I mean, it's just I think it really just depends on like if you're caught up or not, how you accept the anime.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of the fluff is a lot better than it was than Dressrosa. Because
Yeah,
Dressrosa, we got like a lot of still frames of just irrelevant characters, and it's like, at least to me, Wano actually gives us something for the filler fluff.
yeah, and that's what I was going to bring up is there was a lot of stuff that Oda couldn't get to that he was remiss about. He was remiss about because there was so much stuff he wanted to touch on, and the anime actually gets that chance to do a little bit
Yeah.
more of a dive that he couldn't.
I'm with you 100% on that. I'm with you 100. And that's one reason why I've been enjoying the anime more because I think he's been able to flesh out some of the stuff he kind of skimmed over in the manga.
Yeah, I think like if I were binging Wano, I would absolutely love it, but I'd probably be like it's also because I have the ability to skip like like certain of these bits or this bit or that. But
Hmm.
from a week to week standpoint, I feel like it's way more enjoyable if you already know what's coming up and like if you've got like, you're also the manga release that comes out, and things like that to be hype about. That was what like my main thing is like I feel like if I were anime only and week to week right now, I would probably not be enjoying it anywhere near as much.
Yeah. But when that Gear 5 happened and you anime only, you get to experience that for the first time.
Honestly, I think that we will be shocked how it's gonna blow up because I think we're all catching up with the anime, or at least the big scenes on YouTube, and it's like just think of the Zoro fights like we saw in the Sanji fights. Like it was a beautiful to see. So honestly, I am very very curious on how they're gonna do it because regardless of it, it's going to be goated peak.
Yeah.
So this is just a little side thing that I noticed, but whenever we got the little compilation clips on the Crunchyroll channel for Sanji's fight and then Zoro fights, everyone was talking about, oh well, Sanji reached 1 million views in a day, and then Zoro's was a little bit under a day. All I gotta say is when that Gear 5 happened, it it hit 1 million views in 5 hours. So
Man.
Uh,
Yeah, that's making
yeah,
waves. Like
yeah,
people are already saying it's breaking the internet hasn't even happened yet.
yeah. Like it's still a week and a half out, like August 6th. Actually, further than a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. A week and a half out.
Yeah, and I have like cleared everything off of my schedule for when that happens. I'm so ready. Um
yeah. Gonna be lit. Y'all, anybody got a problem with like when it comes to anime, like with the you know how like now they're incorporating like auras and like hockey auras and like we're getting a lot of stuff we haven't had in One Piece before animation wise. Like was somebody gonna say something?
Oh, I was saying, yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, like I've heard a lot of people say they didn't like that. Me personally, it's more of I guess it's like more of a anime decision for Toy, like a liberty they taken, but it hasn't bothered me much. But
you're talking about the auras.
yeah,
Yeah.
like the auras and the almost like Dragon Ball Z now.
Yeah, the way that I see it is that, you know, our main character is still unlocking like certain, powers and pushing past other thresholds and things like that. And he has gotten to a point because, and I know that like some of it, like pre-time skip it's iffy and whatnot, but like we weren't able to like see any of the vulcanization like of armament
Hmm.
until later on. And so as far as with the flowing auras and whatnot, I just think that that's a visualization of Rio.
Yeah,
And for us seeing it pretty much for the first time here in Wano, outside of arguably a few other instances, but like this is where it's like its home is. This is where that art form or that style was introduced to our MC and things like that. I think that's the choices that they're making because we really didn't even get much from that until the udon scenes, right? So like that's the way that I see it. Is it's just a stylized choice, yes, but I think that it makes sense, because this is flowing, or this is a land where flowing aura, like flowing hockey, is from.
it's like it's like a progression. Like
Mhm.
before when we first got hockey, we couldn't actually see Like we didn't see the black coating or anything, but now
Exactly.
now that Luffy actually learned about hockey and everything, and it's almost like we're going on the same journey with him, where he
Yes.
couldn't see hockey before, but now he can, so we could see it. And
That's
now since
exactly how I
things are like,
feel. Yeah. Like
things are
I
getting
love
more.
thinking of it like that because some of the scenes that we get, like some of these characters look a whole lot taller or a whole lot smaller than they actually are. And then there's like the NL faces where their eyes are popping out of their their face and like they got like boogers hanging out and stuff like that. I don't think that's exactly how the world looks. I just think we're seeing it through Luffy's eyes. And he's goofy. He's
Mm.
that's just his vision.
I was kind of going the opposite way. Maybe that's how the world has looked, but it's only when you reach a certain threshold that you can see it. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be at a certain threshold to be able to see armament hockey. And pre-time skip, Luffy and the other Straw Hats weren't there. That's kind of how I might interpret it.
Yeah, no, but like what I'm saying is like from the very beginning, like in the first chapter, we're seeing the world, through kind of like Luffy's eyes, and then as he gets to the point where he's trained enough to see these new,
Oh, okay.
abilities, that's when we as an audience get to see them as well, is because like our what we're being presented is growing with our characters, in
Mm-hmm.
a sense.
Nah, that makes sense. I agree with you. I agree with that.
And so that's why I think that with the auras are probably going to be something that's here to stay, as far as like the big fights. But like if they're not having to like actually like flex like that, then we're probably not going to really see it. But when we do, if when the anime finally does leave Wano, I think that the auras are still going to be something that are slightly represented. But this is the place where they should shine, if any other place, right? And I get the whole like it's like DBZ now kind of thing, but I honestly love it. Like fights that were on panel pretty good are now absolutely insane. And like that's one of my main pulls towards watching the anime. I already know what's gonna happen, but the fights are always, in my opinion, for the most part, always very well done as far as their translation, and a lot of the times better in the anime.
I think that's how it should be.
Yeah,
It gives
exactly.
you a reason to watch and read, like do both.
Yeah,
Like
and
the
I
manga.
support the sub and the dub and like, and the scans and the official because I want to get as many different like perspectives on what One Piece could be, like the different translations and this and that. Like it's all really interesting to see like how we get what we actually get because sometimes the dub does change a little few things up and sometimes from the scans and to the officials you get different translations and things like that.
Hmm.
I think it's super important to digest as much of it as you can.
Nah, you're right. Makes sense. I
Yeah,
definitely
man.
try to get the. I don't watch like the dub and the sub, but because the dub's so far behind. But I watched the sub and I'll read the official and the translations, other translations.
What were you gonna say, Q?
No, I was gonna say I stay in the sub, but I recently started watching One Piece, and honestly, and it's in dub, and it's actually interesting because the wording is very similar to some stuff the official that. So yeah, I was because I used to watch when I was younger. When I just watched the dub was for kids, so obviously I didn't have a good experience. But yeah, seems. But yeah, mostly the sub.
'Cause I've only watched the
That's
dub, but I always watch it sub no matter what.
Yeah, the dub is like we were talking about this a little bit earlier, but the Funimation dub has done so many fantastic things. I'll say it's one of my favorite dubs of all time of any series, and I've seen a lot of different dubs, and there's some really great ones, but the One Piece dub, what I was catching up was only to a little further than where Fritz is, which we'll pivot to there in just a moment, I guess. But now it's actually all the way up to the end of part 2 of Wano, so it's not that far behind actually at this point.
Mm.
Yeah, they started pumping out episodes after a while, but they were at a standstill because there were issues with the rights between, I guess, like Yahoo Funimation and Crunchyroll, like for a while there. So now they got it all figured out. They've started pumping out like a ton of episodes.
Oh yeah, I kind of took us off the main topic at hand.
No, that's a
Think we-
perfect segue. If we didn't have anything else we really wanted to talk about with the live action, I think we could. We were wanting to talk about where our brother Fritz is in the story right
Yep.
now, so we can pivot fully to the anime if you guys would like.
Okay.
Game.
I'm
So
pretty sure everyone here is always down to talk about One Piece, you know. So
I'll probably,
About
I'll
Marine
probably be getting off
War.
though soon. I'll
Yeah,
probably be getting off soon.
yeah, just let us know, and we appreciate having you on. Everybody, make sure you do check out Blump, who will be doing his reaction stream shortly after he hops off here, and subscribe to his channel. Uh, 3 Day has put some links in the chat. You can also join his
Thank you,
Discord.
thank you, thank you.
yeah,
I will be
we'll
going live on Twitch as well.
yeah, and our stream mostly will end at the same time your stream starts. So everyone, once our stream is finished, reaction to the recent chapter.
Thank you.
So,
Appreciate that.
with our remaining time, Fritz, if you wanted to give us a little rundown on where you're at in the anime right now, so we can reminisce or live vicariously through you on your journey.
the last time that I was in the chats on the Discord with my fellow people here, I was talking about how much Thriller Bark was like it was the laughs. I mean, everybody just wants to go the she is like their best and the most favorite and it's the most goated, but I could I couldn't I almost couldn't do it. But I pushed through and I persevered and I got through Impel Down and got through Marineford. I binge watched like you guys were talking about binge watching. I binge watched like 100 episodes in like 3 days, 4 days. I
You had a
was
little 3 day trip.
yeah, I did have a 3 day trip. I hit it hard. And I gotta say, like, as much as like the gains and losses in this, the fact that Luffy went all the way down through Impel Down, had to have himself injected twice with the hormones to fix his body, and like, getting all the way to Marineford, that was ridiculous. Like, it was an endless chase, and Ace was just right there at the tip of his, touch, and
Oh,
just to have him dead in his arms in the very end of that was ridiculous. It was like
Well,
he tried so hard,
he
Impel
wanted
Down
he
was such a
wanted
great
nothing
arc.
more than just to save his brother,
and he
and then
did, and he did.
he really did. He really had him. They could have just escaped, but Ace wasn't taking no type of disrespect on Whitebeard's name.
And bro was just punching holes through dudes left and right after that, like ridiculous.
Yeah.
I know you.
Well,
I know you said Thriller Bark was tough to get through, but we had a few epic moments in that arc. What you think of that one?
yes, we did.
The whole Zoro moment.
I like the Zoro moment. It was a whole 5 minutes out of like 30 episodes that I watched. It was like literally, yeah, that whole fight. The fight with Oris was crazy. Like Luffy versus Oris Luffy, that was amazing. Mora is a little cheating son of a gun.
Reminds me like of bringing up kind of the auras, but that was also one of the first times we saw that representation in Thriller Bark when it was Zoro versus Ryuma, which was, in my opinion, like I love that fight so much. I put it right near nothing happened, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do like it more than I was dissing on it. Like I really was just by that time I had been watching it and it was like it was eating at me like there wasn't really anything to gain. Like they came across a little note, pretty much a message in a bottle kind of situation. and all of a sudden they're in freaking Halloween Town, Haunted Mansion Land, and
Well, I mean, they gained a crew member. They got Brooke, and then we found out how that ties in with Laboon, and he's been mentioning since East Blue, we need a musician.
I
Before we get too heated on the whole Thriller Bark situation, I did want to also welcome in Den Den Kushi. What's good? How you doing, brother?
Hello. Yeah,
hey
sorry, my
Raiden.
internet just came back. Yeah, signals just come back and stuff because I live in a little village and the weather's awful. But yeah, nice to see you, Blunt. Good to see you, brother.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm still alive. I come in just as you were talking about Impel Down, which is cool. I've spoke to Blunt about Magellan a few times. I think Blunt's got some respect for
I
Magellan.
I like Magellan a
Oh
Um,
yeah, of
lot.
course. I think he's
mhm,
underrated as like strength wise. I think he's underrated personally.
mhm, yeah,
Yeah, he like
I agree.
basically no gift the pre-time skip like Blackbeard Pirates and Luffy all in the same hour, right?
yeah. He, like the
No diff.
damage, like the actual damage that he can do is disgusting. Like the like scale of it and stuff like that. If he was like a Marineford, it would just be fucked.
Just imagine what
Yeah.
the toilets are made for of there. Like that's crazy.
What's
What toilets? Yeah,
what's that
shit.
officer mentioned that they think they should put Magellan on watch? And Magellan's and Sengoku's like, he knows how much he's worth to us. Like
Yeah.
he's an unstoppable force.
Yeah,
His
Yeah,
his
even
red his
Sengoku
red
knows.
poison which spreads on contact, that is ridiculous. It's like a rabies effect. It's
King
ridiculous.
King
Hmm.
G-Tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, King
what
Splash
I
G-Tech.
damage all over the place. It's a cool
like
arc, real cool arc. In and out.
when I look at like all the power scaling like top 30, like the top 20, top 30 most powerful characters, and I don't see Magellan. I'm like, that's wild. I would put, I don't know where I would put him, but maybe not like super high, but yeah,
They could
I'd
yeah,
literally
put
take his
powerhouse.
power and turn it into an armory effect, or they could just put his toxins in all kinds of weapons, and they could wipe out literally everybody in the world.
I'd put him above about half of the warlords. Like he
I
is
definitely I definitely put him in the top like top I don't know, 15% of all One Piece characters maybe. Like I think he is like that good.
I think he's
There's a
like
reason why
low,
they had him
maybe
fighting
like
Impel Down, like had to contain him.
I think
I'd,
he's maybe like low admiral tier. Like I
I'd,
wouldn't put him above all the admirals, but
i-
maybe like lower than him.
in one of those One Piece gotcha games on the phone, he's literally one of the strongest characters in the entire game.
Yeah.
rightfully so.
Really
Rightfully
canon right there. Like
I think
yeah,
like
Green
But
Bull would smash him.
in closed spaces, not many people was messing with him. Like
Yeah.
Impel Down is like a perfect fighting environment for him because even if he don't hit you with his attacks, them fumes are going to affect you.
Well,
Like the
Nowhere to go.
yeah,
There's
I
a
gotta ask
reason.
Prince. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
No, no, you go ahead.
So I was gonna pivot. So go ahead and say what you were gonna say real
I'd
quick.
say there's a reason, like, he was so well trusted to be warden of Impel Down. Like, literally
Yeah.
everybody in Section 6 was afraid of him. Like,
Oh, for sure.
he
Yeah,
could
I swear
tame
they state it
anybody.
outright. They say like everyone was scared of him, something like that.
And these are the baddest of the bads, and they know to fear him.
Yeah.
so
yeah.
just before this is a Fritz Vex, I'm just gonna jump in to say, so one of my best moments in Impel Down, and I want to know Fritz's reaction to not only meeting up with them again, but Luffy teaming up with Jinbei and Ivankov, but not only that, with Crocodile, Mr. One, and
Oh
Mr. Three.
yeah, that is the
I was
best.
like, and
Buggy
with
with
Buggy, obviously.
Buggy with the drip though.
Yeah, I liked his ponytail for real.
yeah,
Uh,
Buggy came through. But yeah, Bonchan is the absolute goat of Impel Down, that's for sure.
yeah. Fact. I
Number
was just about to
number
say.
two was literally a better friend than any Straw Hat the entire time that they were together before this moment.
Hang in there.
Facts.
Hang in there, man.
I don't know. I think Jinbei is probably the best. Like he's always been the best when it comes for Luffy. He's been the best Straw Hat, because he's been there during Luffy's lowest. But
He
Bon Clay,
sacrificed
yeah.
himself to the Marines twice now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jinbei's a bit of a beast as well. Like probably like not underrated but slept on. You know, because obviously he was like peak when we saw him priming and stuff. But now it's all like he's just in the back seat. But he still doesn't lose. You know what I mean? He smashed up Who's Who in like one bang, and I'm the one saying that.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
away for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes tops. Be right back.
All right, let's talk about Vex quick.
And but yeah,
Goated. Lurking legend. Goated.
But
He's a
that's why
fucking
and
legend.
that's why I say the biggest crime in One Piece is the fact that Bon Clay is still impel down and Luffy has not even considered. He has not even considered going to go save my man's.
Bon Clay,
Mm-hmm.
really like he really changed my views on like how I viewed the rest of the Straw Hats. Because Bon Clay really did sacrifice himself. He not once did he ever think about turning on him, except for when he was like really in the path of the toxins of dying himself. But he came through and drug him through the frozen tundra, freaking almost butt ass naked, to save Luffy.
I think it's really like lean as well. The whole thing's like really well done. It's like really pacey. They don't like it's hard to explain. They don't indulge in it too much. It's just you're like watching it. Bon Clay start to help him, and you're like, okay, Bon Clay's a legend. You know what I mean? Like, there's no deep like flashbacks and stuff like that. It just gets on with it, and I guess that's a lot of Impel Down. It's kind of like that as well.
Yeah.
Like they've been bros since they broke down the first time, and it never faltered.
Yeah,
true.
yeah. It just comes through, no questions asked.
So Fritz, I have a question.
Yes.
How surprised were you about the surprise guest who came to stop the Marineford War?
To stop the war,
Yeah, seeing Shanks
Shanks,
pulling up.
Hawkeye knew to step away. He knew he didn't want the smoke, dude. He didn't want the
Here we go.
smoke.
This is
Here
what
we
I
go.
go back to.
Whoa,
Whoa.
such blasphemy.
He didn't
We
want the.
not
He
going
literally
there with
steps
this
away.
blasphemy.
He didn't want the
This is
Hold
smoke,
what
on.
I
bro.
come back to. Oh my
It's
goodness.
not.
I didn't
Hold
get paid
on.
for this
Hold on.
bullshit.
Mihawk, it's not that Mihawk ain't want to smoke. He already told Shanks, like, you not worth my time, bro. I ain't gonna fight. Ain't gonna sit here and fight a one-armed individual. Mihawk or Shanks is below. Oh, dang, I thought my computer went off. My bad. Shanks is below Mihawk in his eyes.
No, that's a wild
In
take.
Mihawk's eyes. In Mihawk's
So
eyes.
I think this is a
no,
preference stance, but Mihawk stepped away from that. He didn't want the smoke.
no, yeah, but
Not
in the
because he was
same
scared.
regards that Mihawk didn't cut Jozu, he wasn't there to fight Shanks. He was there to fight Whitebeard's crew.
Yeah.
He chose the betterment of the two options. Would you rather try and help the Marines if they did want to fight against an entire new Yonko crew, or just say, you know what, I've done all I should have done for this event. I'm gonna head out. Peace.
Yeah. And they friends at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, they
Yeah.
friends.
I
So
get
like
that.
I'm not here to fight my friend. Plus I
That's
already
something
told
that
I
I
already don't want
wanna.
to fight him.
I don't know if I
To be
missed it.
fair, like, oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead, real quick.
I was just gonna say, like, to be fair, even if Mihawk did take an L, he does it in like the sickest way. He's like, yeah, fuck this, I am out. Like, you know what I mean? He's just like, I'm not staying here. No one's gonna make me buy.
Let me say this, and I gotta go. I'm about to head on out to prepare for my stream. I'm gonna just say this. Mihawk is looking to fight. Like Mihawk said himself, he's trying to fight somebody stronger than Shanks. You know, if you're looking to fight somebody stronger than Shanks, why you gonna be scared of Shanks? You know, it just don't make sense to me. You know,
I agree.
That's some logic right there. That's some
I'm just
quantum
saying.
physics.
He specifically
See,
said,
but
"I'm
I'm
looking for
saying,
somebody stronger than red hair to fight." You know what I mean? So
I'm
you
not
want somebody
saying that
strong.
he was afraid of him, but he did come up with a valid reason of, hey, this isn't on my plate right now. Y'all have fun with him. Bye.
Yeah.
He knew that the trouble that could happen with that crew. Well, wasn't even Oh, which admiral was it? He had freaking Beckman with a gun at his head, and he knew shit was about to go
Kizaru.
down.
That is the sickest scene, maybe, of the whole thing.
Yep.
Like,
He actually had a
Yeah,
moment of
Kizaru,
regret.
like,
It showed it in his
Kizaru?
face.
Kizaru?
Ben Beckman.
Yeah, Kizaru
Yep.
had a
Yeah.
gun to
We're
his,
talking,
gun to
we're
his
talking
head.
how Kizaru trolled Ben Beckman. That was a troll. That was a troll. Because what happened right after? Kizaru kept doing what he was
Yeah.
already doing, and Ben
Kizaru
Beckman was
went
like,
and
"Damn,
did
I
it.
guess I can't stop that guy."
No, he is
Would Ben Beckman be cut in half by a poo? I don't think so.
He is absolutely a troll, though. I love that about Kizaru, and
But
like
did
I
Apu really
think he
do
would have been.
anything?
I think he would have been fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would
Did
have been
Apu,
fine. I just know that Ben Beckman took Kizaru completely off guard.
Yeah,
He was
but I mean,
not
there's a
expecting
reason he
someone
wasn't
else
worried.
to be there when he
Yeah,
got there. And
but like to be fair, that doesn't necessarily mean that's Ben Beckman's speed. That could be something else because we've seen that now with Van Alga. That like, oh wait a minute, no, let's talk about the anime instead. Sorry, I was about to get into some other.
maybe Ben
yeah,
Beckman
Marine
knew
Corps.
Kizaru was going to be there, and he was already there.
Yeah, like legit. He pulled up and then Kizaru's like, wait, why do I feel an ominous presence? Turns and he's like, oh, shoot, that's why.
Oh, it's you. Later.
Yeah. Yeah, somehow. Back
Man,
back
like
when I
That was
was
literally
forced
Kizaru.
here.
Oh, it's you. All right, later. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
But we got
I
to
still
talk.
find it impressive how Ben Beckman was able to like find himself all the way up there without Kizaru even seeing him come up. You know what I mean? Like it's impressive. You think?
The dude's as fast
It
as
is
light and didn't
impressive.
notice him. All right.
Yeah, that's impressive as fuck. I
Well,
like
that's
Ben
more
Beckman's a
of a
legend. But
that's more of an observation hockey thing than not
But
not
see,
notice.
I think it's the same boat as Mihawk and Shanks. It was a surprise and it took them off guard.
But what do y'all think about like Whitebeard? Do you think Whitebeard at Marineford was like like Blum, for you saying that Whitebeard at Marineford, Mihawk was registering him as a higher threat than Shanks, or do you think that he was actually a higher threat than Shanks?
Did Mihawk register Whitebeard as a higher threat?
Yeah, over Shanks, like old Whitebeard over Shanks, or no?
I don't think so. I don't. Again, I don't think Mihawk was like looking at Shanks as a threat. I think when he showed up, it was like, oh, well, I don't want to fight this guy. So, I mean, I don't really have no business staying here. As far as Whitebeard, I think he just kind of wanted he was just testing himself, I guess. Like, I don't.
A witness the
like
testament of
I
power.
Yeah,
thought it was more
I
like
don't-
Sengoku vibe. It was more like Mihawk's like, yeah, fuck you, Sengoku. Like you're a cool guy, but I'm not staying here for this because this pirate's like gnarly.
like
Yeah.
my interpretation of Mihawk, right? Mihawk is just like he doesn't. I don't think unless he's bored, I don't think he enjoys unnecessary conflict. Unless it's somebody worthy. Unless it's
Bro
like somebody
chased Don
worthy.
Krieg out of the Grand Line.
Yeah, that's why I say unless he's bored, because he said he was bored.
Yeah. But
I
like
mean,
in
he's
the
just in the.
token of running away from the battle, that's the whole reason that they threw Jinbei and Impel down was because he didn't want to go up against Whitebeard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little confused with the question though. Like as far as seeing Whitebeard as a bigger threat.
Well, like
Like,
as
are
far
you
as
saying
'cause
is
you were
that why he
talking,
went there?
well, I know like Mihawk was looking to challenge himself, and so yeah, if he's not worried about fighting Shanks because he doesn't consider him a challenge, does that mean he puts old Whitebeard over Shanks? Like,
I think it's an
But he
and like,
obligation
didn't
to his
outright.
status.
and would you guys put old Whitebeard over like Shanks in
I
that same?
wouldn't. I wouldn't. I think old Whitebeard is probably the weakest Yonko at that time.
No, I
Ooh, see,
disagree. I disagree.
yeah, I still have to give it to the Gura. Like you got to think, even at his deathbed, he still could have summoned enough power to cause an earthquake that would rip the world in half.
Didn't
He
he like?
could, but I
Absolutely.
don't think that's something. I think like he
Yeah,
can always
he was at
dig.
Marineford,
I,
and Garp was at
I think.
Marineford, and he was known as the strongest man in the world, and Garp was there,
I,
and we
yeah, but
we
let me
know
say this.
Garp's capable.
I
Yeah.
think well, he had the title. That was always his title. But what I'm saying is, at that point in time, I don't think Whitebeard is at his strongest, so I don't think he was the strongest Yonko. And that's what I'm saying.
I can
Do
agree to an
can he
extent.
can he get like if can he dig into like destroying the world or being super destructive? I mean that's the devil fruit. Yeah, I think he can, and that is always going to be a threat. But like Kizaru was toying with Whitebeard at one point. Like the admirals was taking turns with it, even though Aokiji kind of. I'm trying to think how the moment with Aokiji went. It didn't really go in Aokiji's favor, but Kizaru was toying with Whitebeard, and Whitebeard was having heart attacks in the middle of his fights. Like I don't think he was capable of beating any other Yonko. If they was to show up, I don't think he would have been able to beat another Yonko or anybody.
Yeah, it's
Trying to think
wild
how to
to
say it.
think that they said Kaido was coming too. Like he was like on his way, and then
Shanks.
like Shanks pulled up to like stop him. But like that, can you imagine? Like,
Like y'all think
If
y'all
we
think
would have had
y'all think
three
Whitebeard could have
Yonkos,
beat Shanks at that point? Y'all think Whitebeard
no,
would have beat Shanks?
no, I think from what we've got in basis of Whitebeard's like strength at that point, I think even he would have had difficulty convincing Shanks not to go after him if it had been Shanks's plan all along to go after Whitebeard.
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's most evident because like Shanks just walked up on his ship completely
Yeah,
alone, flexing his hockey, and instead of like they clashed, but like they both walked away from that.
yeah,
And that's more of a Shanks agenda than I think it was a Whitebeard agenda. Like I don't know if Whitebeard's too much of a fan of like letting people walk away from his clashes. Like if he doesn't have to, they'd either be a part of his crew or he wasn't like Roger or Shanks, like where they would just like be chill afterwards, right?
Yeah. I wish I could stay and debate this a little more. But I knew
yeah.
we
I
had
was
to
about to
go
say
through
it's getting close
that.
to your
Because
time,
this
month.
topic, like, I really could like argue like Whitebeard not being the strongest, but no, I don't really have the time. So, but I appreciate all you guys for having me. Y'all go look me up, Bluff God, Twitch, YouTube. I'll be there. But appreciate you
Yeah.
guys for having me.
Appreciate you for being here, bro.
For real.
Yeah,
Big facts, month.
Yeah.
All right.
Everyone
glad you
go show some love, drop some subs, like D stream on Blump stream. Keep
Yep.
it
Yeah,
open in
much
the
love
back.
to Blum. We'll jump
glad,
in after at some point as well.
glad we
Yeah,
got
All
you
right.
to check out
we're
the
all
trailer.
gonna pop in.
All right. I might be a few minutes late going live, but it's all good. Later, y'all.
Have a good
Later,
one.
Peace.
bro.
Right, take it easy, boy.
So Den, before he goes real quick and we wrap up, I did want to actually give you the chance to tell us how you feel about the trailer because we've already kind of talked about that
Oh,
ourselves.
dude, like
Live action.
let me just make sure Jacko's inside. Doggo inside because the weather is so bad here at the moment. Yeah, like I can't hype about it enough. Like, and I know that sounds probably ridiculous, and a lot of people, I don't know. I'm not sure how other people feel. I've spoken to a couple. Um, like to flash through my thoughts. Nami's hair needs to be changed. That's so whack. But that's the only downside. The rest of it looks so good. Like the buggy stuff that they did in the circus. Like I'm into that. Like that they did the darker light in, so it hides the shitty effects. And I like that I like the Arlong stuff. Like that the plots. I love the fact that we've blurred a plot, right? And I did not realize until today when I was talking to the Lord Ragnar, right? Um, that we can theorize about this stuff, which is like so nerdy, but it's pretty cool. Like because we don't actually know what's going to happen or how the things are going to turn out. Because as we've just seen in that trailer, like the story is a little bit different. Um,
There
and I
was
think like
TJ brought up something that you will like. Is apparently, and it's Nami who was never seen wearing glasses reading the maps in the manga on the anime. In the live action, she does. She uses glasses. once you just look at the
Yeah,
map.
and
It's interesting.
like some of you have noticed that like Luffy calls the Straw Hat Pirates, right? Which we've never seen in the manga. But
Yeah.
right, so and I see a few people tripping about that. But hear me out, right? We were talking earlier, and Smoker was the one that brought that up, right? And so if Smoker isn't the one to bring it up, and we didn't see Logtown like the way we might have seen Logtown, I think maybe yeah, we're gonna have a little switch up to the plot and the sequencing, which is, in my opinion, sick.
Speaking of
Love
Smoker,
it.
real quick, Grand Line Bound Captain Smokey said, TLA Bartolomeo says hi with LFG, and wanted to give that a huge shout out while I could segue. Like,
What's up, Smokes? What's going on? We talked about Bonke earlier, and that's his boy slash girl.
this is them.
So what are we up to? What are you guys up to? Are you going to stream for a little bit longer? Are you getting into anything, or are you closing down for the night and jumping into Blump stream?
I think we were going to wrap up whenever Blumph was starting so that all of the lovely people in chat could
Yeah.
mosey their way.
Let's go raid. Yeah, let's go raid Blump.
Yeah.
I don't think it's live yet. He was going to take a little bit to finish getting prepared.
Put his
Yeah.
pants on. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm not sure if any of you don't know, like in chat and then blah blah blah. If any of you don't know Blump, ask him hard One Piece questions. The dude is an understated One Piece absolute genius. Like it's who like you'll see if you go into his streams, like you'll see it'll be like Parvision, Dak, just randomly chilling and testing their theories and stuff and like questioning his theories and stuff. And other like big creators as well, like Freeball, whatever, just jump in there and like yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, but yeah, big love to him.
For those who don't know, but Cube of the Red Sea started as a joining the communities through Blump. I think I'm still an admin Discord. So yeah, the special stuff happens around Blump.
Yeah, he's a magical man, that's for sure.
He is the man with the uncanny power to draw allies from every corner of the seas. The
Yeah,
most feared
and
in all.
he's also the co-owner of the CGC, right? And the CGC is in not very long. I'll drop a date soon because it's not like released yet. It's going to be in a few weeks, not many weeks, and it's going to be having like Randy Troy. We spoke to BDA yesterday, asked if he could come through. Like Dak Pie. I think Preach said he might have wanted to jump on. I'm not sure. Yeah, so we got a load of people. Like he's got a load of people coming up on the new CGC. Kev DOG is there. So yeah, and we'll have some fresh art and all that stuff as per, hopefully. But yeah, so keep an eye
For
out for
those
that.
who are unaware, CGC is Cross Guild Connections.
Yeah, it's like every say 3-4 months we do like a old school reverie sort of vibe where it's more like chill and you don't need to plug your stuff. You can just like be like just shoot the shit really and discuss the spice, the melange,
The spice melange.
the melange.
The spice. He knows about the spice.
He knows. It's a good time to end the stream, probably. Yo, thank you, chat, for always coming so I was late as well. Love you all.
Well, thank you guys for the questions.
No, yeah, I think because Hyde was so late, he's gonna have to stream for another 30 minutes by himself, solo commentary. I'm just
Really. I
It's
think
gonna be
if I have to be honest, the majority of that commentary will be me bathing my son. So enjoy it.
it's gonna be Hyde reacting to Blumph reacting to 1088 live, like a
yeah,
Yeah.
but
it's gonna be
live reactions of a non-live reaction.
yes.
There was
Yeah, we're gonna
there was a
anything
reaction
about the
review video I watched about a guy talking about Moist Critical's review on Luffy and One Piece. He's up to Eni's Lobby apparently. And this dude had 300 subs, and in 7 days after doing this reaction on Moist Critical's take, he jumped like 5,000 subs.
Yeah, I saw that
yeah.
in my homepage
I'm not
too.
seeing.
Chat, I did put a link in the chat specifically for Blunt. He's on his starting soon screen right now, so everybody please go and support him on Twitch.
Yeah.
And 3-Day put some links in the chat earlier for his other socials.
In the chat, say for Agatha. Be like for Agatha, because he's like a mason.
Yeah, we
If you
can
know,
end.
you know. Agatha! Oh, Jackson's in it. Right, I'm gonna shoot. You guys take it easy. Much love, chat. You're always the goated goats. I'll see you in Blunt Stream actually.
All right, let me know
Yeah.
when I need to click out.
Stinky goats.
Anyone wants to
Right,
plug?
ready? 3. Oh yeah, if you got plugs, fire them.
Fire 'em.
So you know, as
News on Tuesdays. Check out Tachi. We're gonna solo the verse. Vex is our DM. He's a goated DM,
Hey,
and that's all that.
News
check.
Q every Sunday with Lucas and Fritz.
I've been plugging in the chat the whole time. The last arc, their new channel. Everybody, make sure you go subscribe to that. Also, I plugged Den Den Kushi. Go subscribe to that. Check out three videos. They're both absolutely fire. Den Den's got some good shit on there too. Check out Straw Hat Lucas.
Yeah. Also, Coob's Zebek Gart video is coming any second, and like that, like I think it'll be tomorrow, if not tonight, and that is a like super huge thing, super huge. So yeah, if you haven't heard already, then check it out. Right. Anyway, much love. Peace, 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 peace.
On Twitch. Check out all the homies, support everybody. But firstly, everyone go and hit up Blump's stream and check him reacting to 1088 Live. But
yeah,
that's been
and
we are
and
out.
just